It's Thursday evening. It's time for Weather Geeks, even if you're not a weather geek. Hope you enjoy these videos. I have much more time on these types of videos to get in depth with the weather, really kind of geek out, if you will, than I have on TV. 2.5, 3 minutes. That's all they give me on TV. I got a lot more to say than that, so that's part of the reason why I do these videos, and I appreciate everyone tuning in. Wanted to start this evening with something I posted on social media earlier on. Every day we're getting some great new images from the GOES 16 satellite, which isn't operational yet, but it will be later this year. But even though it's not operational, we're still getting some really cool stuff in some circles of the internet anyway, and I want to just play this a couple of times for you. This satellite picture shows snow on the ground in blue, and then of course the white is cloud cover across the mid-Atlantic region. But isn't that cool? You can pick out the snow cover in the blue color in the clouds, and look at how the clouds are moving over the Appalachian Mountains. They almost like wave clouds there. That's caused by the rising and falling of the air as it goes up and down that mountain chain. And as you can see, lots and lots of snow on the ground from our recent storm out across the Northeast and into our neck of the woods as well. Another satellite view today. We get these shots every day from a high-resolution satellite. It's called MODIS, run by NASA. And on clear days after recent snowfall, I always love to show these. This is, of course, Northeast Ohio, Northwest PA, and the unfrozen Lake Erie. The lake never froze this winter. Patches of ice on the western end. That's about it. But yeah, this is a cool way to kind of visualize things and compare this to the view when there's no snow on the ground. Boom. That's when there's no snow on the ground. It just looks like a brown landscape in winter. This satellite picture is, of course, pretty green when I show you this during the warm weather season. So, all right, some cool stuff there. All right, I've been diving into numbers a lot today, and one of the most remarkable numbers that we've come across today is after a recent snowstorm, we've had more snow during the first half of March than we had in January and February combined. Our two snowiest months, climatologically speaking, we had less than 20 inches, and we've almost had 20 inches just in the first half of March. That is how different the weather pattern has been so far this month compared to earlier on this winter. Yesterday, the official high was 24 at the airport. That was just before midnight. Most of the day we were around 22, 23, but still 24 is the coldest high temperature this late in the season since 2001. Now, if the high yesterday was 23, it would have been the coldest since 1979, but it did make it up to 24. But it's still a pretty impressive statistic. It's been 16 years since we've had a high temperature that cold this late into the season. When we look at the snow totals so far compared to average, Youngstown is running almost a foot above average for the winter now, up through this date. Look at Cleveland, though, 2 feet or more below average. Below average in Detroit and Buffalo, and down in Pittsburgh as well. Columbus is below average, but here in Youngstown, where sometimes the numbers at the airport seem a little fishy to me, we are officially above average by a fair margin. All right, if you love this kind of stuff, hopefully you were able to check out the article I wrote this morning on my weather blog, ericwfmj.com. If you haven't, go check it out. Some cool statistics like the one I just showed. Also, I did a little bit of a preview of the longer range. I'm going to kind of skip that on this video this evening, but looking for some signs of spring in the longer range and not seeing a whole lot through the end of the month. Now, it is going to start getting milder, but the kind of stuff we had back in late February, we're going to have to wait till April for that. Hopefully, in about 9-10 days, we're going to see more consistent mild weather. That being said, I think after a very cold night tonight, we're pretty much done, I think, with this degree of cold for this season. We're going to have some chill, sure, but it gets awfully hard to be this cold as we get deeper into March, and that sun continues to get stronger and stronger. You know, our March forecast is going to be a bust. You know, we talked about March being another warmer than average month. We talked about the spring season being warmer than average, which I still think has a real good chance of verifying. It's rare. It's not unheard of, but it's rare to have a chilly spring after such a warm stretch of weather in January and February. It only happens about 15% of the time. 85% of springs are either average or warmer than average after you have that warm January-February combo. So it would be unusual if April and May continued this trend in March. Not unheard of, but unusual. So we'll see what happens as we get closer to April. All right, focusing back on the near term here, not too many barn burners on our national radar and satellite this evening. This is our next storm up here. This is what's going to track our way. It's got a warm front down here, and that warm front is going to bring us some precipitation starting around mid-afternoon tomorrow. Tomorrow starts dry, but as this warm front comes in, clouds increase. It'll cloud up by about 9, 10 in the morning. And then as we go towards mid-afternoon and maybe late afternoon, the models have been slowing this down. Some precipitation pushes in. But this snow that comes in is going to be wet snow, and temperatures are going to be mostly above freezing when it comes in. So this should be pretty non-impactful. And then when we're in between the warm front and the cold front, it's going to try to precipitate a little bit tomorrow evening into the overnight. Could be some drizzle, could be some sleet pellets, could even be some freezing drizzle technically. But the temperature is not going to be in the upper 20s or anything like that if it's drizzling. It's going to be like 32. And freezing drizzle at 32 is usually pretty non-impactful. So it might technically be freezing drizzle, but I'm not looking for too many problems as a result. So kind of a breakdown of precipitation timing as we go into Friday and Saturday. That wet snow becomes more likely by 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. And then, again, late evening into the overnight, I wouldn't be surprised if we had a little bit of a potpourri of precipitation types. And then snow showers and the occasional rain shower as well on Saturday. Pretty murky looking day, I think, coming up on Saturday. But again, all the precipitation is going to be pretty low impact. Even if you see a few sleet pellets, even if there's technically a little freezing drizzle. And with our wet snow, I'm expecting the roads to be wet for your evening commutes tomorrow. All in all, pretty low impact stuff. So, what does the weekend have in store? Again, Saturday, cloudy, blustery day. Rain and snow shower on occasion. I think Sunday probably starts pretty cloudy and murky, but we should try to squeeze in some sun, hopefully by the end of the afternoon coming up on Sunday. Next week, overall, still looks chilly, but not as cold as parts of this week. I think we'll make a run at 50 on that first day of spring on Monday, even with a chance for some showers. And then a pretty good shot of chilly air for midweek before temperatures try to recover again towards the end of next week. So it'll average out to be a chilly week, but I don't think it's going to be the level of cold that we've had over the last couple of days. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. I'll see you tonight on 21 News at 11 o'clock. Have a great rest of your Thursday. I'll be back here with more.